Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and this is Coco and this is our podcast number 19. Before we get started on all our crochet goodness, I'd just like to give you a little update on Coco since you last saw her on our last podcast. She's been to the beauty parlor, so she's had her nails and her hair done. She also had a lovely Japanese spa like she always does to help her with her skin. And today she went to visit her vet, just a little checkup to make sure that everything is running smoothly, and we just tweaked her meds and a few little things like that. So she is doing very, very well, I'm happy to report. Now, she knows that there is a piece of cucumber waiting here for her, so she will say woof woof to all of you. I will give her cucumber and pop her down on the floor so we can continue with our chat. So here we go. She's ready for it. I'll put her down on the floor. There you go. There's my good girl. I hope you're all keeping well. It's been about a week since we last spoke on our last podcast, but in between that I have seen you. So I have a few whips, a few FOs, and a couple of cowls to discuss. So I'm very excited, and of course I've got a lot of your makes to showcase as well. So thank you to everyone who keeps sending things in. Please don't stop. Those of you that have been watching our videos, I just want to thank you so very, very much. We do have quite a few new subscribers, so many new yarny friends that have joined us. We are currently at 984 subscribers, so we're only 16 away from 1,000. I really can't believe that. We're getting closer and closer each day, but we do have over 500 viewing hours to go before we reach our next target. So if any of you that have joined us, and some of you that have been with us for a while, if you haven't seen some of our previous videos, please go ahead like backwards in time and watch them. It would really make a huge difference to Coco's Crochet, just to get it to the next little milestone. So without any pressure at all, I hope that some of you will be able to allocate a little bit of time for that, and hopefully our videos will bring you some joy as well along the way and will keep you company. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with some finished items, but projects. But the first one will lead us into the finished project. So let me get started with that one. Not long ago, possibly at least 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, maybe about 9 months possibly, I wanted to crochet socks. Everyone talks about socks, and I thought I really need to get in on the act. So I started making this one here. Now this is a pattern by Marley Bird from Yarnspirations on YouTube. And as you can see, it wasn't looking too bad at all. But the yarn that I'm using for this is so soft and beautiful. It's actually called Baby Wonder, and it is an 8-ply yarn, which is a DK or a 3-weight, and it is 40% acrylic, 60% acrylic and 40% nylon. Now, when I started to, when I picked this whip, that I found through one of my carts, I thought, actually, this is a baby yarn, and I wonder what it would look like crocheted up into a little baby dress. And guess what? I made a little baby dress. It is, well, in my opinion, it is absolutely gorgeous. And here it is here. Let me show you up close. So you can see it's got the double crochet and the beautiful scalloped edge on the sleeve. And then look at the pattern of the skirt. Isn't it gorgeous? And it's got such a beautiful drape to it. Now, the ball band asks us, recommends that we use a 4mm hook. I'm not sure if you can really see it there very well because of the white, but if I hold the little dress back here again, maybe you can tell. It's like a creamy color, and it's got flecks of brown through it. Let me pop my glasses on so I can tell you what the actual color is. So it is Natural Spot. So it recommends that you use a 4mm hook, but because I wanted to have a nice drape, because I did use a 4mm hook, I'm pretty sure on the sock, and when you look at it, it's nice and tight, the crochet. It's very, there you go, compared to how the little dress looks. and I wanted it to be more drapey because obviously it's a little dress, and I did achieve that, and I absolutely love this dress. So now what I'm thinking, and because I've learned a little bit more along the way, sock yarn is a little bit different to your everyday yarn, and this is a baby wonder yarn, so it is made, I think, for baby items. So I'm going to frog this sock out, because to make this little dress, using a 5mm hook, I used one whole ball band, one whole ball, and what's missing out of this one? So I would say maybe 1¼ So I would have at least enough to make another dress or maybe a little baby jacket. I'm not sure what, but because it is such a beautiful, and it's such a soft yarn, like I can imagine how wonderful it would feel against a little baby's body on its little skin. So I just thought, well, let's repurpose this yarn. What a lucky find that was going through my cart, and I managed to make that little baby dress. Now the pattern is by, let me grab my glasses, the lovely lady's name is Agnes, and her crochet channel is AC Crochets. Now the only thing that describes this baby dress pattern, she calls it the crochet baby dress, but I can tell you that this tutorial came out about 2 months ago. So, you know, I'll put it in the description box, and maybe if you like the look of it, you might want to look it up yourself. And this is for about, I would say, between 3 to 6 month old. Not a very big baby, but certainly a little bit bigger than a newborn. So that's my first finished object, which started off as a whip, and now look at it, it's such a beautiful little baby dress. I am going to jump around a bit now because I'm looking all over my table. So let's go into a little amigurumi that I'm working on. And those of you that have just joined us, I am very fresh and very new amigurumi, but I'm determined to learn how to master the art slowly every day. And I have started making this gorgeous meerkat, and he comes out of this book, Amigurumi 8, and this is my progress so far. So I've managed to make his little body. I think I need to stuff him a little better. But I'm waiting now to start with this color again to make his head. So I have left a big long piece of yarn as it asked for, so that I can eventually sew him in. And as you can see, that's the top of his little sweater there, and there's the little ribbing around his sweater. And I want to thank every single one of you who gave me such wonderful advice in our last podcast not to put anything in the base, because obviously he's got a round little bottom where his little feet will sit. So imagine if I had tried to squish it down with that little piece of cardboard. I've got it over there. I'm not going to be using that. And I didn't even consider that if I was to wash this, that there would be mold and it would turn into mush. There were suggestions about using in other projects, maybe like a plastic disc or some other type of material. So I want to thank each and every one of you who took the time out of your day, not only to watch our video, but to give me that wonderful advice. And it came from great makers that I know make amazing amigurumi pieces. So not only did I know that the advice would be correct, but I have seen their actual work, and I just want to thank you all so very much. So hopefully by next week I'll have his head, maybe the rest of his body. I don't know where we'll be with it, but I have to say that for me, amigurumi doesn't come naturally, and I am persevering with it. But the next project I make, I might try using a thicker yarn. This one is an 8-ply, and it is wonderful to work with, but because you have to go down in hook size for amigurumi at least 1 or 1.5, maybe 2 sizes, I'm generally used to using like a 5 for me is probably the smallest, or even a 4 I may be able to use. But this hook that I'm using here is the 3.5, and as you can see, for me that's a very small hook, but I do know that other people go down to like a 2.5 and a 2, so I can't even imagine working with anything that small. So maybe my next project, well, let's get this one finished first, I might go up to like is it a worsted weight yarn, like a 10 or a 12 ply yarn, So we'll see how we go with that. So that's my progress with that one, which is awesome. I am absolutely loving the fact that I've got something to show you this week and something that I'm quite happy with, which is wonderful. Now, the other thing that I did get to work on a little bit, not as much as I would have liked, is I'm still working on that jumper or sweater for my son, which is going to be just a very, very basic black sweater using the double crochet. I am creating the front panel, so it'll be one piece, so the front panel, and then you'll leave the opening for the neck, do the back panel and seam it up, and then attach the sleeves, do some ribbing on the bottom around the neck and the sleeves. I did get about 5 more rows in, so I'm at 28 rows now. I need another 10 before I start, leaving the next, the space for the neck, the opening, and then creating the back, another 38 rows. So if I didn't have the problem that I encountered with the ball of yarn that I've been using, and this is all that's left from the 200 gram skein of USA Spot Saver that I'm using, which is a 10 ply, and I am using a 6.5 millimeter hook to crochet up this jumper, sweater. This ball of yarn, when it fell apart, it had so many knots in it. I think in total it took me about 2 hours to very carefully, unknotted, but I persevered because I wasn't going to lose any yarn. I did have to make one cut in it only because there was a knot in it and I didn't like the look of it. So I think that if I had that extra time to crochet, I would have at least had the front panel to show you. But there has been progress since last week. I think about 5 rows, which is better than nothing, but a good 2 hours of, unraveling it and taking out every single knot and getting there. Because yarn is very precious, people. We all know that. We all know how much it costs to buy yarn. So I wasn't going to let it beat me, and I certainly wasn't going to cut it up and throw it away. So this is still a work in progress. But little by little, I'm sure I'll get there before our winter here in Sydney, Australia. Well, that's the plan anyway. I'd love for my son to be able to wear it this year because he did ask for it last year. So we've got those happening. The other thing that I've been working on this week has been the tile from Tile of the Week Thursday, which Sam and Mike have put on for us. They've invited the whole world to join in with this organic cowl of theirs. And this week, so basically, let me just go back for those of you that, haven't seen what I'm talking about. This book has 100 crochet tiles in it, and Sam from Manfors make about, I think we're up to tile 25, 26, this was tile number 28. So 28 weeks ago, 29 actually with this week, because that's going to be the new tile. She made a pledge that she would make every single tile in this book, and she has been doing so with her partner Mike. And every week we, sit down and watch their their video, and they showcase their tiles, and it's been so wonderful. And all of a sudden, all of us have joined in. So I have been loving this as well. I, do highly recommend you go and watch Sam at Manfors Makes. At the very least, watch Tile of the Week Thursday. There's a playlist, and I'm sure you'll get hooked and you'll just jump on for everything else as well. So I will show you, this week's tile was called the Artemis. I'm showing you this and not in the book because the book is starting to fall apart. That's the only downside to this book. You can get it on Amazon, possibly elsewhere as well, but that's where most of us have purchased it from if you want to join us. Now, the tile, as you can see from here, is meant to have 4 of those little flower designs, and then what you do is you attach them together. But because I want to try to somehow create maybe a bigger project with all the tiles that we're creating, I actually made it with 6 tiles. Oh, I beg your pardon, with 6 little flowers. Let's call them flowers. And if I put it next to this one that I'd made a previous one, you can see that I'm not very far off. In actual fact, it's pretty much the same size. So I'm glad that I created it this size because I would like to use it. But I'm going to show everyone some makes later from all our beautiful yarny friends that sent it in. But it's become a little bit of a tradition now that Josephine also sends us her tile of the week because she's doing the same cowl that the whole world seems to be doing, and then we compare ours. Now, Josephine, of course, ours are looking a little bit different this week, but look at the fabulous colours in Josephine's. Now, Josephine is using the Stylecraft Special DK pack that she had bought from Ophelia's Talks, and she's been making all her tiles with those colours, and they're fabulous. Last week we showcased some of her previous ones, and she is endeavouring to make as many as she can, so she'll go backwards in time. I'm hoping to as well, but when I have a little bit more time. Right now I'm just trying to keep up with Tile of the Week, and Josephine is using a 3.5mm hook. Now, Josephine said that this was the first time that she used this joining technique, and so did I. And she said that she was glad to have been given the opportunity to learn a new technique of joining, which is pretty much what, what it's all about too, because you get to learn so many new stitches, techniques along the way, not just create a beautiful tile. So there's my Tile of the Week, and there's Josephine's. I think they're both beautiful. So thank you so much, Josephine, for sending yours in. Please do so every week or whenever you wish to, because it's so nice to, compare the two and have them side by side. Even though mine looked a little bit different this week, but my reason was very fair. It's because I'd like to keep it at a size where I can use all the tiles or most of the tiles at the end to create a little project. So thank you, Sam. Thank you, Mike, for inviting us all along. I know I'm absolutely loving being part of this community where we can engage and share and just bring so much joy to each other just from a little tile. Once a week we create a little tile and we just have so much fun doing it. So thank you for that, and thank you, Josephine, for sending yours in once again. Now, as far as my makes goes, that's pretty much it for this week. I will talk about our cowl now very, very quickly and show some of the cowls, the progress for March that some of our yarny friends have sent in. But I do want to remind you, so here's mine so far. So January, February and March. Now, this Saturday, so today is Thursday, the 16th of February. So this Saturday, the 18th of February, I will be coming on to release or, choose with you the colours for April. And I will also be releasing the stitch for the month. Now, it's going to be a little bit different this month as far as the stitch or stitches goes. So stay tuned, watch Saturday's video when we, see all the new colours and the new stitches. So stay tuned. It will be very interesting and a lot of fun, believe me. Now that leads me into the beautiful blankets that our yarny friends have sent for me to share with you. So let me put my glasses on so I get all the stats right. Fingers crossed that I get it right. Oh, thumbs up, guys. Please don't forget to leave a thumb down if you are enjoying this video. Oops, excuse me. So this is our very first blanket here. We've got a little bit of Coco's cucumber on it. So let me just wipe it off. So this one, let me see, which way up is it? Okay, so this gorgeous blanket, look at all those gorgeous colors. I'm so in love with this blanket. And this one comes to us from our gorgeous friend Shirley. Now, Shirley did encounter a little bit of a problem, she said. She frogged it twice, I believe. Somehow, her V-stitches, although they were beautiful when she sent them to us last month, she just couldn't get it right to get those double crochets on top. So what did she do? She found a solution and made a beautiful blanket her way. She did double crochets on top of half double crochets, and she's got this gorgeous blanket to show for it, which proves to us once again, this project is so relaxed and should just bring you joy. If you need to tweak it your way along the way, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So thank you so much, Shirley, for sending in your blanket. It looks awesome. We absolutely love it. So that's Shirley's blanket to the end of March. Not long to go now. We'll be adding the next lot. And now we've got our number to, I've got to make sure I get it right way up, and here it is here. And this comes to us from our friend Alley Cat, and she says, look at the very top. Now this doesn't do it very much justice, unfortunately, the colors, because it is a actually I've got it upside down. There's your double crochets on top. The colors aren't as good as they are in the original because it is a photocopy, but nevertheless it is beautiful. So Alley Cat says she lost that yarn chicken, so she ended up with 1 row of double crochet and 1 row of single crochet at the very top here. You would never have known if she didn't tell us that. So all I want to say is that it looks fabulous to me, Alley Cat. Thank you so much for sharing. Absolutely love it. And then our next blanket comes to us from, so let me get it the right way up. It is, I believe, oh, and I can see little stitch counters there. That's awesome. Sorry, guys, I'm looking at it and I forgot to show you. So this comes from our friend Sally. And Sally says she has never participated in the cowl before and she is loving it. And she's also loving seeing all the other beautiful blankets. Well, isn't that wonderful that not only is Sally enjoying the time she's having making this cowl, but she's also enjoying seeing everybody else's. And I can see another beautiful blanket there, Sally. I'd love to know what it is. It looks like some sort of granny stitch. Absolutely gorgeous. So thank you so much for sending that in. I really, really, really love it. And I can see a stitch marker there, guys. They're the best. So thank you so very, very much for your cowl updates. There are a couple in our Instagram page as well, and also in the hashtag Coco's Crochet Cowl 2023. I believe Terry from Yarn Joy Podcast has put in there, but my apologies, I forgot to bring up my iPad. So if you want to go across to Instagram, if you have an account and you like going on Instagram, have a little look-see and you will see the updates there as well. So thank you for those. Now, we've been very lucky that our Yarny friends have sent us some more photos to share of their wonderful work. Now, with the Amigurumi portion of our last podcast, I did ask if anyone had, anything to share, whatever it was. We would be so happy to see it, and we are very, very lucky. Wait till you see this Tinkerbell. She is gorgeous. Let me put my glasses on. Is there a glare there? No, look at her. Oh my goodness, she is adorable. I absolutely love her. So she comes to us from our friend Alley Cat. Thank you so much. And she says that she made this for a cousin's baby. Now, our friend Alley Cat is recovering from eye surgery, so please, please keep her in her thoughts, and let's manifest immediate and amazing recovery for her, a full recovery. So just want you to know, Alley Cat, that we're sending you lots of love, lots of hugs. Coco says woof woof, and we hope to hear very soon that your eyes are all back to normal. And thank you so much for sharing Tinkerbell with us. I'll just put her down here. And we also have, wait till you see these. Now, those of you who saw our seed to seed, so our corner to corner crochet video, well, if you didn't see it, please go along and do so. It was only just released on Sunday. You may have heard me introduce to us, and myself as well, the corner to corner in the round technique. Now, our friend Shirley jumped on straight away onto the YouTube tutorial, and she watched it, and the tutorial is by Heart Hook Home, and I will pop it down in the description box. And wait till you see this. Oh, I can't wait to make mine, and Shirley knows that because I made it very clear in the video. Look at this. So gorgeous. I am so in love with this. And that's exactly what Shirley said. She said that you will be so in love with this. So Shirley said that when she started making it, She said once she got started, it has been really easy ever since then. I just can't wait. And she said that she can't wait to also do the border. And although you may not be able to see it very well, because again, apologies, it is a photocopy of the photo that was sent in to me. The colors are light pink and violet. Absolutely love the violet. And I can't wait to see it finished, Shirley. Here it is a little bit closer for you, so you can actually see what it looks like. There we go there. So when we say in the round, it's not a circle, because originally I wasn't sure. It just means that it starts there and it must go around and around like that. But please don't quote me on it, because I actually haven't seen the tutorial as yet, but I cannot wait, because I am absolutely going to be creating one of these blankets, at least one in the in our winter period. And wait till you see what Judy from Michigan sent us. This is so adorable. I'll show you the big version of it and then I'll explain it to you. Now over here is a cow's head, and that is a blanket made from corner to corner, and it is a cow. Now let me show you her back. There it is there. So there, if I bring it up close, you can see it's corner to corner. And look at this face up close. Oh my goodness. Now let me tell you what Judy tells us about this blanket. So Judy says that this baby blanket folds into a cow. So here it is folded here. You can see it here that it's all stretched out. And when it's all stretched out like that, it drapes over a baby's crib. So it's quite a substantial size. And don't forget the head is made as well. It's like an amigurumi. Now, Judy made it because a friend of hers asked for it to be a blanket for a baby shower. And guess what? She ended up making 5. And this was her very first corner-to-corner project. Now, that is mammoth as far as I'm concerned. What a task to take on and, you know, not only conquer, but 5 times. So that is amazing. Judy does tell us that it is a paid pattern by Crafting Happiness. And the pattern name is Farm Cow Baby Blanket. Now, I was going to look up to see if it was a YouTube channel because Judy wasn't sure. I haven't done that, but maybe I will a bit later on. And if I do find that it is, I'll put it in the description box. So thank you so much for Judy. That is gorgeous. It doubles up as a little toy almost and a blanket. That is so beautiful. So thank you everybody for sharing all your amazing makes with us. Everyone has been very, very busy and I'm sure has continued to do so. I've had a busy week crocheting. I have done a few little experiments here and there as far as baby doll dresses go, so I will be showing them to you in the near future. A couple I'm thinking, I don't think so, I'll be continuing with those, but some others I certainly will be, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, it's been a fairly busy work week. I have got the luxury of not going to work tomorrow though, because my daughter is in a bridal party for one of her best friends, and that best friend of hers is very dear to me as well, so I'm so looking forward to that wedding. I do hope that I don't cry because, you know, I think that weddings are so special, but especially when you're very close to the person getting married. So I'll update you on that next week. Other than that, Coco and I have just, you know, been crocheting with friends. We had Coco's Crochet Corner here last night, which was a lot of fun as usual. The girls are finishing some of their blankets and I have asked if they would let us showcase them here, and guess what? They said yes. So I'm very excited about that as well. And I'm still continuing to crochet for the community with that project. Some things have been coming in, so I might do a little update at the end of the month. So that would be a nice way to, you know, say thank you to those items, you know, the people that have been sending items in, and also show you what I've been creating along the way as well. So yeah, I might do that at the end of the month for all of us. Good idea. So on that note, I might just leave you all with a well wish that you're all well. Keep crocheting, keep creating, keep sharing. We absolutely love hanging out with all of you, and we appreciate the time that you spend with us and hope that you continue to do so. Maybe next week's podcast number 20, we'll be able to announce that we have 1,000 subscribers. Who knows? Anyway, on that note, take care everybody, and thank you so much. We shall see you all again in another video. Bye bye for now.